day to you. My name is Engineer Mark Idoko. I'm the GMD of the Mark Group. Today, I want to share with you the step-by-step guide of buying a home in Abuja, Nigeria. I decided to make this video because in the course of my running our organization, the real estate arm of our group, I found out that so many people, they have the funds, but they are not investing in real estate. They are not investing in real estate or don't even have a house of their own. And the simple reason is because they are scared of losing their money. Considering the high ticket transaction involved in real estate, sometimes such fear is justified. But one thing about money is that when you have money and you did not put that money to work, you start losing the money. The value of the money will start going down, because what we're able to do this year, 2025, for example, with 1 billion naira or dollar, will not be able to do the same thing with that amount of money next year. So it makes sense that if one has money, you can use the money to invest in real estate or other assets. So for one, the best thing for one to do is to understand the process, so that once you overcome the fear, you'll be able to invest freely. And these steps, they are not hard. They are just simple steps. They are checklists that you have to follow, and the process will be seamless. First of all, why even investing in Abuja? So Abuja is one of the biggest city in Africa. In Nigeria, is one of the fastest growing city. Current population is estimated at 4.21 million people. This is equivalent to even some size of some countries in other parts of the world. Then the population growth rate is at about 4.5%. Buying home or a property in Abuja is a very big and good investment, and return on investment is guaranteed. In Abuja, basically, one of the biggest industry is real estate and construction industry. So it makes sense for one who want to build enduring wealth to consider investing in Abuja. So what are the steps involved in buying a home in Abuja? The first step, number one, is for you to assess your financial readiness. You need to do this because if you subscribe to a property, for example, either you are buying through an estate or you are buying from an individual, and there are payment terms. If you default in the payment terms, you might start having problem with the developer. So it's important that you sit down and look through your budget. What is your budget range for this property you want to buy? You have to have a budget and be sure that if you start, you'll be able to make the payment according to the maybe instrumental payment plan, so that you don't find yourself, maybe the developer says revoking the property and you turn into legal issues and so many other things like that. So it's important you assess your financial readiness. If you have other engagement or you have a debt that you are paying, you have to factor it in. Another reason you need to do that is that you need to understand that if you are buying a property, it's not only the cost of the property. There are other fees that you have to pay. Example is legal fee, agent fee, and if you bought a property that in Abuja, for example, that the ground rent is not fully paid or there are some outstanding, you need to pay those statutory fees so that you have a firm ownership of the property. So the number one step is assessing your financial readiness. Then if you are considering using mortgage to buy a property, you also need to improve on your credit rating. There's some of the mortgage companies, the amount of money you need to have or credit rating that you need to have before you can access that facility. Then number two step is to now explore the financial options. you have assessed your readiness to buy, then you need to check all the options you have. One, you can consider personal savings. It depends on you and what you have. Then if you are looking for mortgage in Nigeria, for example, Federal Mortgage Bank is always the best bet, is the best place to go to access mortgage. And know that before you even start, you need to take mortgage approval form. They will give you a form, you fill it, they will assess you and tell you whether you are qualified or not. So number 2 step is exploring financial options. Step number 3, you now choose the location where you want to buy the property, whether it's a home, a finished home, or carcass, any type of house. You need to choose location. There are many places that are very prime in Abuja. Example is Gwarimpa, Katankwe, Jabi, Asokoro, Usetu, Lokogoma, Apo. Just take your time to find the best location that is suitable for you. Then if you are buying this home, either for you to live there or for investing, if you are buying to live there, you now need to consider how close is the property to your place of work or to your business area if you're a business. Then if you have children that are going to school, you need to look into the distance of the home from the home to go to their school. So these are some of the things that you consider when you are choosing location. Of course, you also need to look into the type of titles that are obtainable in this area. There are some areas that if you are going there, you already know that properties in those places, they have R of O or C of O. So number 3 is choose a location. Then number 4, step number 4 is for you to hire a real estate professional. If you are buying outside an estate, it is advised that you engage a licensed real estate agent or a consultant. You know, these days, almost everybody is an agent. But issue will come when maybe you bought a property and there are problems with it. Even if you resort to court, they will start asking for the certificate of the agent that helped you to buy the place. And why do you need a real estate professional? One, that is their job. They know property prices. There are some agents that you call today, even if they are sleeping, you tell them, I want to buy 7-bedroom mansion in Asokoro. They will give you a price range, because this is what they do on daily basis. Also, some of them will help you, find genuine property that don't have any encumbrances. Then if you are hiring an agent, as I said before, make sure they are registered. Ask for their certificate, ask for their certification, what empowers them to be doing real estate agent. Don't just see anybody, this person tell you he's an agent, you didn't check his pedigree. There are so many issues. There are so many issues of agents that have put people in trouble. But when you didn't do all this, at the end of the day, you start saying it's not safe to buy property in Abuja. It is safe, but you have to use the right professional. Then if you are buying from a credible real estate developer like the Homes, you may not need a third party. People walk into our office here, we negotiate with them, they buy property from us. But if you want to involve a third party, it is also allowed. Whatever it is required for you to safeguard your investment, please do it. If you are not comfortable with just dealing with only real estate developer, you want to involve a lawyer, you want to involve professional, it's good and fine. Do what pleases you. But all these things are part of what they call due diligence. Ensure that you are satisfied, you know where you are putting your money. Number 5 step is search for a suitable property. Inspect multiple properties physically. At this stage, you need to look at the property physically. It's not even if you are, let's say you are a Nigerian diaspora, it may be difficult for you to see the property. But these days, there are technologies that you can use. You can view the property virtually. You can use Zoom call to view the property. But if you can get somebody here who is trustworthy, we also send the person to inspect the property for you. What are the things you will check when you are when you are inspecting the property? One, you will check the size of the house, room sizes. For us, particularly at the Mark Homes, we are now very much concerned about the sizes of our houses and rooms. Because of what? Remote work. The world is changing. Many people are looking for homes where they can just have inside their room, they can have an office space where they put a table and chair and work comfortably from home. Then you also need to check what? Location. And you also need to check legal documents backing the property up. Please note that agents who are asking you to pay money in a hurry may be a red flag. At this stage, you don't necessarily need, nobody should hurry you up. Take your time, do due diligence, inspect the property properly, check whether if it is an old house, then you need to begin to factor in the cost of renovations and stuff like that. So it's very, very important that you inspect the property. Then another thing you need to do is, please, as much as possible, when it comes to buying property, try to avoid verbal discussion or payment money based on discussion you had with people verbally. Once money exchange hand and the agreement is verbal, anything can happen. Anything can happen. So when you are looking for property and maybe the person that is facilitating it for you is telling you this property, somebody has collected the account number, if you don't pay today, if you come tomorrow, you will not meet the property. Forget those things. The best property have not been put in the market. If that one is gone, give it 2 days, 3 days, 1 week, another property that even more prime than that one will come into the market. Please take your time, inspect what you are buying. Search for property that match what is your desire. So the next step, that is step number 6 now, is to verify the property document. Conduct a search at Abuja Geographic Information System (AGIS). Confirm land title, ownership and encumbrances. Check for identity of the person selling the property to you. Check for approved building plan if it is already developed property. There are two things. A person presented original document of a property to you does not automatically translate to ownership. We have had incidents before. About 5 months ago, we wanted to buy a property in Gwarimpa, and some people brought original document for the property for us to buy. We looked at it, quite okay. The documents are original. We asked them, are you the owner of this property? He said, no, the owner asked him to sell the property. So we decided to go deeper, just beyond the property he presented to you. So luckily for us, we have somebody who knows Gwarimpa very well and who even knows the property on the ground. So we contacted that person. Upon further investigation, we found out that the person carrying the original document of that land did not have the express authority of the owner to sell it. In fact, to put it in a right way, they stole the document. There are relations to the owner of the property, and they stole those documents to sell the property behind the man. And on further investigation, we even found out that the owner of the property is the top military brass. So you can imagine you find yourself in that kind of a situation. You go and buy property from somebody and the person did not give his express approval for the property to be sold. So if somebody is presenting a property for you to buy, even if he has the original document, he's saying somebody asked him to sell, that means you are not dealing with the true owner of the property, you now need to go further and ask the person for authority, letter of authority to sell the property. These things are very, very important. What I'm basically saying here is this, that somebody has document of a land does not mean that he's the owner of the property. Another good example is this. Somebody might be late, and then a family member, it could be his son, it could be his daughter, it could be any other type of relation. The person present the document to you, say, okay, this is my father's property. But when the man, before the man passed out, he left a will. And in the will, he did not state that the property belonged to his son that is presenting it to you. So you need to go deeper and find out who is the true owner of the property you are buying, trying to buy. All this thing comes into what? Verifying the property document. And whoever is selling property to you, please remember that if you buy a property in Abuja, for example, when you want to register it, if you go to Ages, they will require documents of the real owner, means of identification of the real owner of the property. Not this time, not the person that sold it to you. If it is a company, they will ask for NIN for all the directors. They will ask for a board resolution. So many documents they will ask from you. So it's very, very important that you get the true identity of the person or persons who have the property that you are trying to buy. The next thing you need to do, step 7, is to make an offer and negotiate. So you have seen the property, you have conducted due diligence, you are interested in the property, you have inspected them physically. So you need to go now to the next step, which is to make an offer. Please, at this point, if you are going to negotiate to buy a property, I don't advise you go alone. Always carry somebody along. Negotiating for property is a very big deal. Remember that if you are buying a property, let's say you are buying the property for investment purpose, for example, you make more money when you buy the property than when you want to sell it. So it is very, very important that you try to get a good deal when you are buying. If you are buying an investment property, for example, and you already overpaid, when you put it up in the market for you to sell, to recoup your money and get return in investment, you are going to have problem. So negotiating for the property is very, very important. And when you are negotiating, try to put all the details of the negotiation in writing. First of all, after you have had verbal discussion with the owner of the property, you will request for what they call offer letter. They will send you offer letter explaining the terms and conditions on which they are selling this property to you. So many people used to make mistake. They will go, for example, to a real estate developer. They will do inspection, do everything. The next thing they say, give me account number. They will pay money. When they pay money, for example, later, the real estate developer will write them a letter. You have to come and pay infrastructure fee. That is when they will flare up. You did not tell me about infrastructure fee. These people are scammers. No, don't buy property. Don't transfer money to anybody, a company, anything, without having in writing the terms and conditions on which you are buying the property. These things are very, very important. Some people may not tell you. Some people may not tell you. I'm not saying that's the right thing, but you, that you want to part with your money, you want to make an investment, ask for those things in writing and in the company's letterhead. An agent should not write something and give you. If you are buying property, in fact, in our organization, even though I know you personally, you are my friend, you want to buy property from us. After all the discussions, negotiation, you have done inspection, you are satisfied, I insist that we must give you an offer letter before you make payment. That way is just to avoid any legal issues in the future. One, it helps you so that you know clearly what you are going into. And for us also, it goes a long way to protecting us from any unnecessary legal issues. So it's very, very important that while you are doing offer and negotiation, make sure that they are documented. So the next step is, now that you have negotiated, you have agreed that you are going to buy the property, you need to engage a property lawyer at this point. What will a property lawyer do for you? He will review all the documents that will transfer that property to you. For example, deed of assignment, power of attorney, sales agreement. A professional is a professional. I know that some of you who are watching these videos are professionals. You are highly intellectual people, you are well read and all that. But what you don't know, you don't know. Every profession, for example, has its own language. I have been doing property business for some time now, but sometimes I pick property documents. There are still some terms I don't understand. And even if you understand it literally, the interpretation in the court of law will be different from your own understanding as somebody who is not a lawyer. And please, when we are talking of a lawyer, you should be a property lawyer. I know that these days everybody is claiming that he is a property lawyer, but look at the person's antecedents. Study him. How long have he been into property business? It is not all lawyers that are property lawyers. Most people, when they want to buy a property, for example, they will just say, I will contact my lawyer. It's good and fine, but that your lawyer, is he a property lawyer? Every profession, every field has its own language. So it is important that if you are engaging a lawyer, you engage somebody who is into property. They will understand all the terms and conditions that are stated in the sales agreement, the deed of assignment, and power of attorney. A good lawyer, property lawyer, will help you to do that. And also, at this stage, ensure that every document you are collecting is properly signed. And if you go through most of these documents I have mentioned here, they have provision for witness. Let somebody witness for you, and the person you are buying from, let somebody also witness for him or her. All these things are very, very important. That are the things that will make the property legit. That is what will make you have full, firm ownership of the property. Number 9. So congratulations, at this stage you have closed the deal, you have bought the property, you have collected the documents. So the next thing you need to do now is to perfect the title and properly seal the deal. So you need to register the property with FCT land registry. That means if you went to buy a house that is standing on its own, you didn't buy from a state developer. Even some properties that you bought from developer, there are processes you can follow so that they properly document the property to be in your name, so that anybody that is expressing interest on that property, the person will properly inform that the property belongs to you. Then collect your title document. If you have bought the property, you have registered it at Aegis, there are other documents that they will give you showing that this property have now been registered in Aegis. Anybody that file for search on that property, it is your name that will pop up. It will now be the name of the original allotee of the property. So basically, these are the 9 steps you need to take to buy a home in Abuja, Nigeria. I hope that you have been able to learn a lot from this video, and if you are going to buy a property now, you will not be worried or scared. If you need further information on this, you can reach out to me. I'll be glad to help and give you. And if you are interested in investing in our company, the Mark Homes Limited, Currently, we have two projects. One is a commercial property in Gwarimpa. It's a shopping mall. The construction work is under construction, but the construction work has gone very far. We are working very hard to complete the project, latest by 31st of March 2026. The project is located in a very good place. There's heavy foot traffic there that will drive sales. And in terms of management after construction, we as an organization, we're always interested in ensuring that our clients get value for their money. We're going to put efficient management in place to ensure that investors get return on their investment as quick as possible. The second project we have is a residential development in a place called Kagini, Abuja. This project, we are building 167 housing units in the place. There also be a shopping mall specifically for the estate. There will be playground, security, power and water supply. Everything required for comfortable living is being provided in the estate. These projects are live now. If you visit the site, you see people are working. And the good thing about this residential development is that it is just 100 meters away from a functional train station. And from this train station, you can connect directly to central area, or if you're a frequent traveler, you come out from your room, you don't need a vehicle, you go straight to the train station and join a train to airport. So if you are interested in any of this property, please contact us on the number displaying on the screen, visit our website, or send me a DM directly. Thank you very much for watching this video. Please kindly subscribe to my channel, notification bell, so that each time I release a video like this, you'll be first person to be notified. Thank you.